Have you ever met someone who feels your emotions before you even say a word? Someone who can sense your sadness even when you're smiling? It's not magic, it's not coincidence, it's something much deeper. Today, we're stepping into the world of Pisces, the most mysterious and emotional sign of the zodiac. But here's a question. What if being sensitive wasn't a weakness? What if it was the greatest strength a person could have? Pisces don't just feel their own emotions. They carry the weight of others too. Like emotional sponges, they absorb the pain of people around them, and somehow, they turn that pain into healing. In this video, we'll uncover why Pisces are more than just dreamers or artists. We'll explore how their empathy, their intuition, and their emotional wisdom can teach all of us how to connect on a deeper level. Why do they always seem to know when something's wrong? Why do they forgive so easily? And why do they care so deeply for people they barely know? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might start seeing Pisces and maybe yourself in a completely different way. If this topic touches something inside you, remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Ready? Let's begin. Have you ever felt like someone could read your emotions without you saying a word? Like they just knew something was wrong? Maybe they looked into your eyes and sensed what you were hiding. That quiet sadness, that tiredness behind your smile. That's the energy of a Pisces. They're not trying to invade your space. They're not searching for secrets. They simply feel. It's not something they control, it's who they are. Imagine having a friend who senses your heartbreak before you can admit it. Who calls you, not because you texted them, but because they felt your silence. Pisces carry this emotional radar everywhere. They are natural healers, without trying to be. Their gift is their sensitivity. But let me ask you, in a world where everyone's rushing, where people barely look up from their phones, isn't that a rare and precious thing? Now, here's the beautiful part. Pisces don't just feel your pain. They help you process it. They sit with you, quietly, letting your emotions flow without judgment. They're not the ones who say, "You'll be fine." They're the ones who say, "Tell me how it really feels." And when you finally speak, when you finally cry, they listen, like your pain matters. Because to them, it does. That emotional radar, that deep empathy, it isn't just useful in friendships. Think about therapists, nurses, teachers, even leaders. Those who succeed in these roles aren't just logical, they're emotionally intelligent. Pisces show us that. They prove that understanding the unspoken is just as powerful as solving problems. Maybe you've met someone like that. Or maybe you are someone like that. But what makes their empathy even more mysterious is how they understand without words. It's their intuition. That gut feeling, that silent whisper inside them saying, "Something's wrong here." And they listen to it. Most people ignore their instincts. Pisces trust theirs. That's why they often make decisions that seem strange to others, yet feel absolutely right. They might choose a new direction in life, based purely on what their heart tells them, not what the world advises. And somehow, their inner compass rarely leads them astray. We live in a society obsessed with logic, plans, checklists, yet Pisces teach us another way, the way of trusting yourself, even when the answers aren't clear, even when people doubt you. So next time you feel that quiet inner voice nudging you, remember, listening to it might just be your strongest move. But what's truly remarkable is their ability to create emotional safe spaces. Have you ever met someone who makes you feel at home, just by being near them? Not because of what they say, but because of how they make you feel. That's Pisces energy. They know how to soften a heavy moment. They know when to be silent, when to nod, when to reach out and simply hold your hand. In conversations, they're present, fully. They're not thinking about their reply. They're absorbing your words, your tone, your pauses, your unspoken fears. This is why people open up to Pisces without meaning to. They're the friends who hear your secrets, even the ones you didn't intend to share, and somehow, You feel lighter afterwards. Because you weren't judged, you were understood. Think about your own life. Who makes you feel that way? And more importantly, how can you become that person for someone else? Now, let's talk about connections. The kind of connections that feel deeper than words. Some people believe in soulmates. Others believe in energy bonds. Whatever you call it, Pisces live it. For them, every connection feels like a soul contract. Not random, not accidental. They believe they meet people for a reason. To help, to heal, to love, even to suffer with. Their relationships aren't surface level. They're spiritual, emotional, transformative. And that's why they hurt so deeply when trust is broken. For Pisces, betrayal isn't just disappointment. It's a rupture of something sacred. It shakes their belief in the goodness of connection. Yet, even then, they forgive. Not because they forget the pain, but because they believe holding on to hurt only damages the soul. They teach us that forgiveness isn't weakness, it's emotional freedom. As you listen to all this, maybe you're seeing Pisces differently. Maybe you're seeing yourself differently. And that's the point. We all carry a piece of Pisces within us. A piece that wants to trust our instincts, to connect deeply, to create safe spaces, to heal, not just others, but ourselves. And in a world where people often talk but rarely listen, maybe Pisces have been right all along. Maybe the greatest strength is learning to feel. Have you ever wondered why some people can flow through life's chaos without losing themselves? Why they seem to embrace every change, every unexpected turn, like it's all part of some greater design? Pisces have a secret. They don't fight change. They welcome it. Their adaptability isn't just about survival. It's about trust. Trusting that every shift in life carries a lesson. Every ending opens a new door. Imagine moving to a new city, starting over. New faces, new streets. Most people panic, feel lost. But Pisces, they let life carry them like a river. Instead of resisting, they flow. And maybe that's the lesson here. What if, next time life surprises you, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You ask, where could this take me? Being adaptable doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise enough to know that change is constant. Pisces show us that being soft is powerful. Like water, it shapes rocks, not through force, but through persistence and flow. But adaptability is only part of their deeper nature. Behind every Pisces heart, there's a mind constantly asking questions. Not simple ones. Not, what should I eat today? Or, what's next on my to-do list? Their questions are bigger. Who am I, really? Why am I here? What connects us all? Pisces aren't satisfied with surface answers. They're thinkers, reflectors, philosophers of everyday life. You've seen this before. That friend who stares at the ocean, not just watching waves but wondering where they come from. Or the one who reads late at night, searching for some deeper meaning in ancient books or quiet poems. That's Pisces. They don't accept life as an island. They search for why it's this way. And maybe for them, every challenge is just another clue. Another step in understanding what it means to be human. If you're someone who constantly questions your path, your purpose, your soul, you're walking the Pisces journey, whether you know it or not. And that's something beautiful. Because life isn't about finding all the answers, it's about learning to love the questions. But what happens when a Pisces loves someone? That's when their depth becomes most visible. When Pisces loves, they don't love halfway. They give everything. Their time, their energy, their heart, sometimes even their identity. To love, for Pisces, is to dissolve the line between me and you. It's not transactional, it's total surrender. Picture someone who remembers your favorite song, not because you told them, but because they noticed you hummed it once, quietly. Someone who texts you, just to say they're proud of how far you've come, even if you didn't say you were struggling. That's the kind of affection Pisces offers. Quiet, constant, deep. But here's the danger. When you give all of yourself, it's easy to lose pieces along the way. Pisces need to learn sometimes the hard way that loving someone doesn't mean forgetting themselves. Maybe that's the reminder we all need. Care for others, but don't pour from an empty cup. Still, that's what makes their love so rare, so precious. If you've been loved by a Pisces, you know, it stays with you, long after the relationship changes, long after words are left unsaid. And perhaps that's why Pisces are always the first to help. Not for praise, not for recognition, simply because they can't ignore pain. It's not in their nature to walk away. Imagine someone seeing a stranger struggling and offering help without hesitation. Not because it's expected, because it's instinct. That's Pisces. They'll give their last bit of energy to lift someone else. Even when they're exhausted, they'll listen to your heartbreak, even when their own heart is aching. Because, for them, kindness isn't optional. It's their language. But here's the truth Pisces often hide. Being the helper can be lonely. Always being the strong one for others can leave them feeling unseen. So if you have a Pisces in your life, ask them, how are you doing? Not as a courtesy, but because they might not tell you otherwise. And if you're a Pisces, or someone who gives endlessly, remember this: it's okay to receive too. Helping others is noble, but letting others help you? That's strength too. Their willingness to help isn't about fixing the world. It's about believing in its beauty, even when it's broken. And this belief shapes how they move through life. For Pisces, people's happiness matters more than their own. If someone they love is hurting, they feel it, like a weight on their own chest. They'll sacrifice their sleep, their dreams, their plans, just to see someone smile. Their joy is tied to the people around them. Their peace depends on knowing you're okay. But this can be dangerous too, because putting everyone else first can leave their own needs unmet. Pisces must learn to balance, to understand that their happiness matters too, that loving others doesn't require losing themselves. And perhaps that's the hardest lesson for Pisces hearts. But once learned, it transforms them into something even more powerful. Compassionate without being consumed. Giving without being emptied. Now, as we've explored these hidden depths, you might be starting to understand why Pisces is called the old soul of the zodiac. They carry ancient wisdom, not from books, but from feeling, from connecting, from loving. And yet, the deepest, most surprising truths about Pisces are still waiting. Because in the final part of this video, we'll uncover the 3 most profound, most misunderstood aspects of Pisces, including why their calmness isn't weakness, why forgiveness is their secret strength, and why their emotional depth might be the key to healing your own soul. Stay with me. The most emotional, most controversial revelations are coming next. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to change shape depending on the situation? Not in a fake way, but in a graceful, natural way. That's the hidden strength of Pisces. Their adaptability doesn't come from pretending, it comes from understanding. They sense what the moment needs, and they become that. With friends, they're gentle listeners. At work, they're quiet leaders. In crisis, they're calm shoulders to lean on. And all of this without losing their true self. You see, Pisces don't fight life's changes, they flow with them, like water shaping itself around obstacles. And that's something we can all learn. Maybe life isn't about resisting change. Maybe it's about learning how to bend without breaking. But behind this flexibility, there's something deeper happening. Pisces are constantly reflecting on life, on people, on themselves. They don't just live, they observe life from within. They're always asking, why did this happen? What does it mean? What can I learn from this moment? It's why they're often called old souls. Even as children, Pisces carry a quiet wisdom. They think about things most people ignore. They question human nature. They wonder about the universe. not because they're lost, but because they're searching for a kind of truth that isn't written in books. Imagine sitting with a Pisces under the stars. They won't just talk about constellations. They'll ask you if you've ever felt like your soul was connected to something bigger. That's their world, that's their mind, always reaching beyond the surface, trying to understand not just what life is, but why it matters. And maybe that's a lesson we all need. To slow down, to reflect, to ask bigger questions, not to find all the answers, but to discover ourselves in the search. But while their mind is deep, their heart is even deeper. When Pisces love, it's not logic, it's instinct. They don't measure affection, they don't keep score, they give fully. Because, to them, loving means dissolving boundaries. It means feeling what you feel, carrying what you carry. That's why Pisces make people feel so safe in relationships. They create emotional homes, spaces where others feel accepted, cared for, seen. It's not about grand gestures, it's about presence, about remembering small details, about being there when no one else island. But this deep love can be exhausting, because giving everything often means losing themselves in the process. Pisces need to remember, loving someone doesn't mean erasing your own needs. You can care for someone without abandoning yourself. If you're someone who always puts others first, this is your reminder. You matter too. Your feelings, your dreams, your boundaries, they are just as important as anyone else's. And now, let's talk about one of the quietest, yet most powerful traits of Pisces: their ability to help others without expecting anything in return. Have you ever met someone who gives, not for attention, not for praise, but because they simply can't look away from someone's pain? That's Pisces. They help silently, gently, without announcement, without keeping track. They're the ones who will check in on you after everyone else forgets. They'll stay up late, listening to your worries, even if they're battling their own. Not because they're stronger, but because they care that much. This kindness is beautiful, but dangerous too, because always giving, always being the healer, often means no one thinks to heal them. So, if you know someone like this, don't wait for them to ask for help. They probably never will. Instead, ask them how they're doing. Offer your time. Offer your presence. Sometimes, just sitting beside them in silence says more than words. And if you're the one who always helps others, listen carefully. You don't need permission to rest. You don't need an excuse to put yourself first sometimes. You are allowed to receive the same kindness you so freely give. Because here's the hidden truth Pisces carry. Kindness isn't something you do, it's something you are. And that's the difference. Their compassion is part of their identity. But even compassion needs boundaries. Even healers need healing. As we've seen, Pisces teach us what it means to feel, to reflect, to love, and to help without conditions. But their journey doesn't end here, because the final part of this video will explore the 3 most profound and perhaps most misunderstood gifts of Pisces, including why their ability to forgive isn't weakness, why their calmness hides a powerful inner strength, and why their deep emotional world may just hold the key to your own healing. Stay with me, the deepest truths are still waiting. Sometimes in life, you meet someone who seems to forgive too easily. Someone who lets go of anger even when you think they should hold on to it. And maybe you wonder why. You might even think they're weak for doing so. But what if I told you that forgiving is one of the greatest strengths a person can have? Pisces know this. They've learned that carrying resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to hurt. They understand something most people forget, that forgiveness is freedom. When someone hurts them, they feel it deeply. They cry, they break, they overthink. But after the pain fades, Pisces choose to forgive, not to erase the past, but to protect their future. They don't want to carry heavy hearts. They want to move forward. And maybe that's something we all should remember. Holding on to pain doesn't punish the person who hurt you, it punishes you. Pisces forgive, not because the other person deserves peace, but because they do. But here's the secret. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean allowing repeated harm. It means choosing to heal. And that choice? It's not easy. It's powerful. You've probably noticed Pisces shine in creative spaces. But what's often misunderstood is why. Their creativity isn't just talent. It's therapy. Pisces use art to translate their inner world. When they paint, write, or play music, they're not just creating. They're expressing emotions they can't explain. They're releasing sadness, turning confusion into beauty. Think of someone writing a song late at night, pouring heartbreak into every lyric, or a painter creating something no one else understands, but everyone feels. That's Pisces at work. Their creativity is more than a skill, it's survival. It's how they process life, and maybe that's a lesson for all of us. You don't need to be an artist to express yourself. Journal your feelings, dance in your living room, doodle on the corner of a notebook. Whatever it is, let your emotions have a voice. Pisces remind us that expression is healing. Creativity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. Now, let's talk about a gift many overlook, the ability to truly listen. It sounds simple, but how many people actually listen? Not waiting for their turn to speak, not rushing to fix your problem, just listening. That's what Pisces do. When you speak, they aren't thinking about their reply. They're feeling your words. They're noticing your tone, the pauses, the things you don't say. They hold space for you. That's why people open up to them. Why strangers tell them secrets. Because Pisces don't just hear, they absorb. They make you feel safe to be honest. And sometimes, that's all we need. Not advice. Not solutions. Just someone willing to hold our story without judgment. Pisces teach us how powerful it is to simply say, I'm here, tell me everything. In your life, maybe you can become that safe space for someone. Or maybe, when you're overwhelmed, find a Pisces. Or someone who listens like one. Because sometimes, being heard is the first step toward healing. But what happens when life becomes too much? When everything falls apart? That's when Pisces reveal their quiet strength. They stay calm, not because they don't feel fear, but because they've learned that chaos doesn't last forever. Imagine being in a crisis, where everyone's panicking, people shouting, people crying, but there's one person, steady, quiet, focused. That's Pisces. They've seen emotional storms before. They know how to navigate them. Their calm energy soothes others. It reminds people to breathe, to take one step at a time. This calmness comes from their inner understanding that emotions are waves. High or low, they pass. So why fight the storm when you can ride it? Pisces approach problems not with panic, but with gentle clarity. And maybe that's something we can learn too. Next time you feel overwhelmed, remember what Pisces would do. Pause. Breathe. Trust the waves will settle. Then move forward, gently but surely. As you're hearing this, perhaps you're starting to see why Pisces aren't just dreamers. They're guides, teachers, healers. They move through life, not to avoid pain, but to help others carry it. But the journey isn't over yet, because in the final part of this video, we'll dive even deeper into the last 3 truths about Pisces that many people miss, but that reveal their most controversial, yet life-changing, secrets. Don't go anywhere. The soul of Pisces is about to be uncovered. Have you ever noticed how Pisces connect with people, not through words, not through logic, but through something much deeper, emotional bonds? They don't just build relationships, they build soul connections. When a Pisces listens to you, when they look at you, you feel seen in a way that's hard to explain. They understand what you're not saying. They sense the weight you're carrying, even when you smile and say, I'm fine. It's know that grains in the long ten wear. In a world where conversations are rushed and shallow, Pisces bring depth. They value emotional connection more than surface talk. And that's why they create relationships that last, not just for a season, but for a lifetime. Think of that friend who remembers how you felt, not just what you said, or that person who checks in on you months later, simply because they felt you needed it. That's Pisces energy. They remind us of something simple yet powerful. Real connection doesn't need noise. It needs presence. It needs feeling. And perhaps that's why, when you've known a Pisces, you never forget them. But Pisces don't just connect with people. They connect with purpose. Many of them are drawn to helping professions: nurses, counselors, teachers, caregivers. You might think they chose these jobs by chance. But for Pisces, helping isn't a career choice. It's a calling. It's their way of healing the world, one heart at a time. They are naturally empathetic, not because they learned it, but because it's in their soul. Whether they're comforting a patient, guiding a student, or simply holding someone's hand, Pisces give without thinking. They offer warmth in cold places, light in dark moments. But there's a quiet truth behind their compassion. Sometimes, they help others to heal themselves. They see pain in others because they've carried pain themselves. And in every life they touch, they're also healing a small part of their own heart. And maybe that's something we can all take with us. Helping others doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes, a gentle word, a moment of listening, a hand on someone's shoulder, can change everything. Like Pisces, we can all choose to be a quiet healer in someone's life. So now, after exploring the world of Pisces, what does all this mean for you? Maybe you're not a Pisces. Maybe you've never thought of yourself as an empath. But here's the truth. We all carry a piece of this energy within us. That quiet part of you that senses when someone's hurting. That part of you that forgives, even when it's hard. That part of you that wants to help, without expecting anything back. The lesson of Pisces isn't about astrology. It's about humanity. It's about remembering that softness isn't weakness. That feeling deeply is a gift, not a flaw. That listening without judgment, loving without conditions, and helping without limits are among the most powerful things any of us can do. So, if you saw a reflection of yourself in today's journey, remember, you're not alone. And if you felt inspired by what you learned, maybe it's time to nurture that part of you. Be gentle with yourself. Trust your intuition. Value your emotions. Let them guide you, not define you. And if you know someone who carries this quiet strength, send them this video, or simply tell them, "Thank you for being you." If you feel something inside you after watching, I hope you'll stay connected. Subscribe to this channel if you saw yourself in Pisces. Like this video if it touched your heart. Share it with someone who needs to hear these words. And remember, this is just the beginning. In future videos, we'll explore more about the signs, the psyche, and the hidden stories inside all of us. I hope you'll be here when we do. Until next time, stay gentle, stay kind, and never stop feeling.